Hi, I'm Jim Langner. I'm the Regional VP of Business Development for Estella Home Health and Hospice. And today we're going to share with you what hospice is and how it's implemented in our organization. And you're going to get a chance to meet our interdisciplinary group, all the members, all led by our Medical Director, Neela Patel from UTSA. Established in 1983 by the Tax Equity and Fiscal Responsibility Act, TEFRA. And that was passed in 1982. But what it did, it created a medical benefit by Medicare for people with terminal diagnosis. And by that I mean anybody that's diagnosed with 6 months or less, based on the trajectory of their current diagnosis, they will qualify for the hospice benefit. This benefit has grown over the years with the growth of the hospice industry. When it started, there were maybe 20 or 30 hospices in the US. First hospice was really in England, started by Dame Cicely Saunders. She was the original founder, and most of the patients receiving the hospice benefit in England were serviced in the home. And today, 93% of the patients receiving the hospice benefit are treated in the home, or in a nursing home, or in a personal care home, assisted living facility, wherever they feel is home. They're not in a acute care setting like a hospital or general inpatient unit, which there are some in the United States. All the hospice patients have access to 4 separate levels of care. Those 4 level cares are: 1, routine, which is in the home; 2 is respite. Respite is really for the family, where the patient is placed in a facility which has round-the-clock nursing for 3 to 5 days and allows the patient's family to get a respite from taking care of the patient day to day. A lot of patients take advantage of that benefit, and I think that's one of the benefits of hospice that allows the family to really continue to care for their loved ones at home. The 3rd level of care is general inpatient. That's the highest level of care that we provide. It's in a facility. It can be a contracted hospital. It can be a contracted nursing home that has 24/7 nursing, or it can be an independently owned inpatient unit that hospices run. Now, there are some hospice houses out there that are independent and usually are privately funded that allow patients to die in a facility under the care of RNs and physicians. So those are and the 4th level of care, forgot the 4th one, is continuous care. Continuous or crisis care is a level of care for patients that have symptom management, needs excessive training on taking care of the patients and families, and can be 24/7 nursing. And the nursing is usually supplied by a LVN, and 51% of that 24-hour period has to be skilled, which is an LVN or skilled nurse. The rest can be provided by a home health aide or CNA. So those are the 4 levels of care. But what we've seen is a lot of growth in the hospice benefit over the last 20 years. In 2001, there were about 2,100 hospices out there. In 2022, there are 5,200 hospices. And now, back in the day, 50% of the hospices in 2001 were not-for-profit. Today, over 70% of the hospices are for-profit hospices. Some are publicly owned companies. And I don't mean to highlight that just because it's a good or bad thing. It's evolved where the hospice business, and even home health, is a large growing industry, and there's a lot of public companies involved, a lot of privately owned companies, venture capital owned companies, but there's a lot of good cares, a lot of options for patients and families to choose people that can come into the home, provide the care they need to minimize some cost, as well as minimize spending time in the hospital. What you're going to see today is our interdisciplinary team at work. Dr. Neela Patel will be taking over and explaining who they are, the different members, and how we manage the patients under our care, and there'll be 2 separate examples for that. So I hope you enjoy the rest of this film, and I look forward to entertaining any questions after the end of the film. Thank you.
Hospice is a term that we all have different views and perceptions about, and most of the times we see that hospice has a negative connotation and giving up. But we as a team want to bring to you that hospice is hope. Hospice is an opportunity. Hospice is supportive care. Hospice is very person-centered and very family-centered. There's intentional activities and people in an integrated team that help to provide services and care at the most important times of a person's life. It is also very coordinated care. As I mentioned, there are different services and people from different backgrounds and specialties that come together as a team to provide care for the person and family members, not just the individual person. It's also empathetic care, care that we would want for ourselves when we are very seriously ill is the care that we as a team like to provide as a hospice team. Hospice per se is a benefit by Medicare for patients who have Medicare, and it's a service, not a place where a person goes to, but a service provided by a team of members. We will now go around the table to introduce ourselves and let y'all know what's our role on the team. We'll start with you, Allison.
Sure. My name's Allison. I'm a social worker on the team, and I am primarily responsible for helping patients and families find community resources to meet their needs. That may look like finding caregiver support, completing forms to change their code status. Often people may want to move from being a full code to a DNR. And then I also help to provide emotional support if people are struggling with depression or worry or anxiety, or there's family discord. That's primarily the role of the social worker.
I am Neela Patel. I am a professor at UT Health with geriatrics and supportive care background. I'm also the medical director of this great team here with ATEX. As a medical director and a physician on the team, the primary role is to support all the team members as we're supporting the patients and families, and basically ensure that we are all working together to provide the care that's needed for our patients and caregivers. I want to clarify over here code status that Allison mentioned. So basically, the social worker helps with advanced care planning. And one of the things that we need to plan is, should our heart stop or we stop breathing, then would we like to pass naturally, or we do want to be resuscitated and have an attempt of living off machines. So advanced care planning is very difficult, especially in patients who are seriously ill. And that's the most actually inopportune time to discuss goals for your life. So the social worker on the team really has a very hard, tough job, in the sense having these difficult conversations where the truth is very hard to hear, but the family and the caregivers need to hear it to be able to make decisions in alignment with one's own preferences and values. So the social worker is really a huge part of our team, making that connections. Each person and family is different and their values are different. So that's what the social worker brings back to the team. And then we all try to meet the family at where they are and try to get them to where we feel is the best level of optimal care. So a physician does not just medical direction, but supporting other team members and looking at the person and family as a whole. It's not just medical care, but care for life and how the person wants to live is what the role of the physician is. In addition to training the team and getting the team skills that are needed to care for seriously ill individuals.
My name is Amy, and I am the volunteer coordinator. Many people don't know that Medicare has a guideline that 5% of the patient's care be provided by a volunteer. So my job is to recruit, train, and match and oversee all of our volunteers. And we also I help them with, and volunteers do things like just be companions. They work with transportation if you don't have any transportation to a doctor's office or to go grocery shopping. They also give caregivers breaks so that the caregivers can have can run errands or go to a friend's house for a little while. So the volunteer aspect it helps not only the patient but the family.
Hi, my name is Rob, and I'm a chaplain with the Hospice Company. Chaplaincy is one of the original disciplines with Hospice from the very beginning. When Hospice was founded, there was, before it became a national program, even at the beginning of it, it was founded with a lady who had a couple of pediatricians and a chaplain. The role of the chaplain is to provide spiritual care, to identify people's beliefs and to honor those beliefs and to help them as they make preparation, even whether they believe in God in a Christian fashion or whether they believe in if they have some other belief system, or if they're atheist and have no belief system. It's our job to see where they're at and to honor that and to help them make preparation for the phase of life that is coming. It's a job that sometimes is it can be taxing because of family dynamics and different belief systems amongst families. Some families don't share the same religious belief systems, so sometimes navigating that can be difficult. But it's part of the journey, and it's an honor to walk with people that last mile of their life and help them to focus on that next phase that comes after living here.
My name is Sandra, and I'm one of the CNAs for Estella Hospice. My role is to provide patient care, assist our patients with ADLs, and be of assistance to the family as well in case they need any additional help. Other than that, that's pretty much what we do as a CNA.
I'm Charlotte. I'm an RN. I'm a regional director, but I'm also over the hospice here in San Antonio. My job is very, very big. So I really ensure that the patients are getting great patient care. I oversee the hospice team, the IDG team, the IDG meetings. I also make patient visits. And the role of the RN is really to assist with the spiritual, psychosocial, and provide patient care.
Hi, my name's Teddy. I'm on the accounting and billing side for our patients with the Medicare that Dr. Tell had mentioned. I kind of use the meeting to stay in touch with our patients. Any deaths, any admissions, any recertifications, revocations, to make sure that we're billing appropriately and making sure that everything's being done timely. That's the main focus. So that's my part.
So to summarize, basically hospice is a service that's provided by Medicare. The core team per Medicare guidelines is to have a physician, a nurse, a social worker, and a counselor. And as Rob mentioned, in most situations, a counselor is a chaplain. And spiritual health is very different from religious health. As one enters the phase of transition from life to life after, there are a lot of things that they want to close the loop on and make peace with themselves. And these are skills that physicians or nurses don't have, but chaplains and counselors do have. And I think when each and every team member presents, which we will now show you with discussing one patient, how our interdisciplinary group meeting, IDG, or interdisciplinary team meeting, IDT, occurs. This meeting occurs every 2 weeks. to discuss all the patients on the service as a core team and come up with a plan of care, as well as we can interact with one another on a daily basis whenever there's a change in condition of the patient. To also clarify what a CNA means and what are ADLs. A CNA is a certified nurse assistant. ADLs are activities of daily living or activities that are related to personal care. And our CNAs or nurses' aides help with personal care for our patients with hygiene and showers or baths and helping with cleaning up their rooms and watching. They are like our advocates and our eyes and ears because they see the patient most often and they bring back information to the team that's very relevant in deciding a plan of care. Family members and patients that are on a hospice service are also able to participate in the interdisciplinary team meeting if they so choose to do. So let's go ahead and get started with our first patient.
Okay. Our first patient is
LH.
HL.
Oh yeah, and we'll start with psychosocial.
Okay. So this particular patient, the last time I visited him was April 8th, so I'll be seeing him again soon. He is a jokester. He told many jokes. He's very jovial. He insists that his spirits are well, that he is a very strong person, and emotionally he's doing fine. He did just start receiving Meals on Wheels, so that will be an extra support for him to just be able to heat up his food and not have to cook so much. He's anticipating his daughter's move soon, and he is very adamant that if she relocates out of state, he is not going to follow her. She may be going to Idaho, or she may stay locally. As of the 8th, she hadn't decided.
Is he capable of staying alone in the house by himself?
He is, but he did say that he's open to caregiving services, and so we talked about what signs to look for that would indicate that he needed more help. But he said, I will hire someone before I move to Boise, Idaho.
Okay, and does he have financial support to
Yes.
hire
Yes.
a caregiver?
Yes.
Okay.
He's also enrolled with the VA, so he may be eligible for aid and attendance support through them. So he has someone now who does his housekeeping every 2 weeks, but he may hire for more. He is having trouble sleeping at night. He finds that his mind clicks on and he thinks about what he has to do the next day, what he's going to have for breakfast, just things like that. So we went through a muscle relaxation exercise and some guided meditations that he's going to listen to on his phone. And he said that may help calm him, but he's also gone over with the nurse, if there's any other interventions. And then basically we just did life review for him because he's so talkative and he loves to share about the military and his great-granddaughter who will be born in the summer. And so I am...
So he has something to look forward to.
Yes.
And we are going to support him to
Yes.
And
be
he has
able
a
to see
son.
his great-granddaughter.
He also has a son that lives here that he may move in with once the daughter moves.
So in that case, I think we really need to start working on the aid in attendance, even if he doesn't need for too many hours, because then when he really needs it, we'll have someone in place.
Okay. So I will continue with monthly visits once a month. So.
Do we have any volunteers that go out to him?
He did have a volunteer and she recently resigned and he says he doesn't want another one right now. So I'm giving him a little break and then I'll
Then see if we
and
can.
then I'll see if he can, because she was doing, prior he was ordering his groceries right before the volunteer would come and then she would put them away for him. But now he's getting Meals on Wheels, so we're trying to let him get used to that, and then we'll
Work on a volunteer.
yeah.
So the patient is He's doing well spiritually. He's of Catholic faith and attends regular services, though, with his family when he can. He likes to get out and go to church with them. He's always open and enjoys scripture reading and prayer when he's visited, and is at peace with his current situation spiritually.
Yeah. So if he were to sleep and not wake up, he's fine.
Yes.
But he does have a purpose. He's looking forward to his great-grandchild, right?
Yes, very, very at peace, but very much looking forward to future as well, even whether it's some of his friends that he gets together with on occasion to go out to eat with. And
So how does he go out? Does he have like is he able to walk or, yeah?
Yeah,
yeah.
He has a walker or
He has a
just?
walker.
he has a walker. When he used it, he has a walker.
Okay. Sandra?
I have not been assigned to see this patient.
Okay, so you haven't seen him.
No.
Okay, we'll have Charlotte fill in the,
Yes. He's an 87-year-old with a diagnosis of hypertensive heart and chronic kidney disease with heart failure. He's got comorbids of CHF, diabetes, CAD, ODMI, unspecified dementia. He has had a fall since our last IDG. His MAC has decreased from 27 to 26.5. He does report that he has a decrease in appetite, but now that he's getting Meals on Wheels, maybe his appetite will come back. Because I
right.
think it was just him not being able to really prepare a meal. He could do small, like sandwiches or warm up a meal from HEB. His PPS is 40%. But besides that, again, he's just looking forward to his great-granddaughter. He's, worried about the daughter moving, but he knows that he's staying here and he's got support here.
and the great-granddaughter is going to be born here in
Yes,
San Antonio?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
The fall, was it at home?
It was
night?
at home. It was, he was getting up at night to go to the bathroom.
And he
fell.
lives alone?
Yes.
And then how did he get up?
He said he just got up himself.
Okay. We don't know how long he was on the floor or
And
anything?
his daughter did put cameras all in the house,
Mhm.
so he is being watched. And I think he's got a monitor now too that if he falls, he can push and
He
then they
can
will pull
push,
it.
okay.
Yes.
Doesn't
yes.
wear it.
Wear it all the time?
No,
Yes.
it's sitting on the counter.
After that
That's
long,
the
she
problem with
cannot
most
getting-
of, yeah, so I think Vivian goes to see him.
No, he doesn't have home health aid.
He doesn't have, maybe we should ask for 3 times or something if she can go just to do some restorative exercises for him for balance. And encouraging him to use his walker.
Yes.
So whoever goes, when you go, ask him whether he's using his walker. Rob, when you go, you ask, and ask Vivian to ask every week when she goes, to using and the nursing. If all of us ask him whether he's using, that's going to make him feel like there is some value to using the walker, and he will use it.
If he goes to the door, I'll usually say, "Where's your walker?"
You have to think about it.
Yeah. Okay, anybody else have anything to add on HL? No. Okay, we'll go with the PW.
Okay, I have not seen this patient in person
Mm-hmm.
because when I came on for employment, I was told that the group home did not allow for the social worker to visit. But I understand that there have been some concerns about using a catheter when it's not needed and other things that were reported to APS. I have had a very difficult time getting case updates on that. I just reached a supervisor yesterday
The APS supervisor. Uh-huh.
who stated that she was trying to look it up and she said it just keeps freezing and it says like there's no information, and we sat on the phone for a while and she said, let me take your name and number and I'll call you back. So I haven't heard from her yet, but at least it seems that she's going to look into it.
So keep following up on it and just text me once you've got some information on her. But the patient as such doesn't want to go to any other place and doesn't have a problem, can make cognitive decisions related to that?
She'll say yes or no.
Okay.
Because of the stroke, she's not able to.
Yeah,
give you
and does
full,
she have
but
any other family
She has a daughter.
who's fine with how her
fine.
mother is being
Yes.
taken care of?
Yes.
Okay.
And she visits her once a month.
Okay.
Would it be possible for me to visit jointly?
I think we should. I think go with nursing. Go with nursing. Just coordinate and go with the nurse. Because they don't refuse the nurse visit, so you can just join along.
Yes.
That's a great idea.
And usually we go on Tuesdays. So
Okay.
Yeah. What about you, Rob?
they refuse chaplains.
They refuse chaplaincy
Okay.
services.
So maybe one time, Allison, you can go and let's see, because with APS we need to resolve that situation. And then the next time you could go with the nurse. Amy, any volunteers for them? No, I'm sure they don't allow
They don't allow
volunteers.
them in there.
And Sandra hasn't seen this patient, or she has? She has, okay.
Based on like the 2 visits that I did, the patient is unable to respond or maintain a conversation. But they were nice to me when I went alone. They did ask me if the patient was aggressive or showing any signs of like distress. I told them that she was doing fine, she was cooperating and everything. She attempted to do some of her own care. I believe the caregiver, the primary caregiver that's there, she was actually helping, which from other visits she doesn't really help. So I don't
Yeah.
know like what else to like.
So the patient was able to follow your commands when you asked her to turn, and she was able
like
to.
she was able to like pivot a little bit into like wheelchair to like shower chair. She did follow my commands when I would ask her to like do something. From my understanding, I was told that she was unable to do that and that she would get aggressive. But during the 2 visits that I did, she was doing fine. The first visit that I did was with Vivian. Then she was okay. Then I went alone, and like I said, both caregivers that are there were actually helpful and everything.
Okay, good. I hope it continues that way.
So PW is a 72-year-old female with a terminal diagnosis of CVA. She has a past medical history of AFib, hypertension, diabetes. I actually saw her last week. I did her research. The caregivers say that she does become more combative in the morning time. She doesn't want to get up. So she will fight the caregivers they have there in the home.
So at home, what time was she waking up? Maybe she doesn't get up as early as they're trying to wake her up.
They get her up at 9 o'clock.
And at home, maybe she was getting up at 10, 11, or even noon,
So she is dependent with her ADLs. The caregiver says that she's drinking 8 to 10 glasses of water a day with thicket, but I don't think she is. They say she's eating between 90 and 100% of 3 meals a day. Her MAC is down. It was 23, and she was 24.5 in February.
So, would they allow us put cameras and all that in her room? You can ask the
They
daughter.
have cameras.
They do?
They have cameras.
Yeah, maybe we should ask the daughter to see if we can look at it.
Yes, and they keep her up in the wheelchair majority of the day, and then of course her legs get purplish.
Yeah,
because
I
if
see
she's
the
sitting in
picture.
a wheelchair all day, and I said you can't leave her in a wheelchair all day.
Can we give her a jerry chair so that her feet can be elevated?
It wouldn't fit in their house.
Oh, it wouldn't fit in there.
They have 3 other residents.
Okay, so follow up on the APS and team tag.
Yes.
And Sandra, hope the experience you're having continues.
Yeah, they like you.
Yeah, yeah. APS is Adult Protective Services, and unlike the CPS, it's actually APS is an advocating body for adults. They do not have a place where they go or take away the persons that we are concerned about. Sometimes we as a team have to report to Adult Protective Services to get a neutral body. They are care managers like social workers who will go and look at the situation without any bias, and will get the information from both sides because we are not there in the patient's home all the time. And so they do go and make their own assessments and come up with a care plan that's in alignment with the preferences of the person. So most of the times we report to Adult Protective Services when there is a concern of self-neglect, where older adults are being stubborn and not having the ability to make decisions on their own. And we take that as self-neglect and get Adult Protective Services or APS involved to help with looking at the person's safety. And the other times we do consult APS is when we have some concerns about their living situation or some concerns about emotional abuse or financial abuse of the person. Even if we just suspect it, it is important that we report it so that the person that we are caring for is protected and respected. So APS is actually our friend and helps us with a lot of resources. They have the same goal as us to respect what's important to each individual person. So to summarize, you have seen that hospice is a service that supports people who are very seriously ill and their family members. We've discussed a couple of our patients on service with you. And as you saw in the first situation, we do support even the son and daughter in the family. And in the second patient, she's living in a personal care home. And we try to support the owners of the home who run that home the best we can. So it's an extended service that looks beyond just the individual person, but the team members and the family members that are involved in their care. Thank you from ATEX and UT Health, San Antonio.